Welcome to the Hidden Driveway Show. I'm your host, Amu, and then joining me today we have a very special guest, ko6stie. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm ko6stie. Most people just call me Clara. Real excited to be here. Oh, before we start, Amu, I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How did you get into interviewing?
I'm a fan and I forgot. Oops, whatever. Okay. So 2 years ago, I had a different channel, and I wasn't like the person that ran it. I was the person that, I did all the scheduling and the editing, but I would do the interviews with like 3 to 4 other people. So like we would all like write questions together, and we like take turns on like who asked what. But the very first one we did was with this guy called Bass Mike, who is like, his entire internet presence is just like gone from the internet now, aside from our interview video, which is really weird. Like, he deleted all of his videos, but he was a feedback streamer that I would like submit to sometimes. And we invited him to this like Instagram group chat we had in like 2021, and he would just talk in it for some reason, even though he didn't like actually know us. And
that's kind of lit though. That's like how Netspend used to talk in Seal Clan. Are you not tapped in?
No.
They added Netspend to Seal Clan way before he blew up, and he used to actually like talk with like Noah and them, just like DM them in their group chat. Like, it was probably like a year and a half back. I was never involved in this because that was when I wasn't really close to people, but like there were a bunch of screenshots of them like adding Netspend and then saying crazy shit, and he's just like, all right, bro.
I thought it was like a bit at first. I didn't realize you were being serious.
No, like dead ass on my life.
Because I'm in the current group chat Seal Clan V4, right?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know there was current versions before that. Okay, that makes more sense. But has Carter ever talked to you about like Crip Anus? Do you know what that is?
Oh no. What?
Okay.
What is it?
Crip Anus was this other account that I had with like, there were like 10 other people that had the accounts like email and stuff. So it was like me, Carter, and like a bunch of other people that we'd uploaded on. And originally the interview was meant to like troll the feedback streamer, and then we were gonna put it on Crip Anus. But the guy was actually like into the interview, and we had fun doing it. So we were like, what if we just did more of them? And we did like 8. And then when Bootleg or like Nick had to go to college, that's when we stopped doing them. But then I got back into it because back in February, I was on my friend's like student radio show when me and ENTROPYSERVICE, I don't know if you know him, but he was like here visiting to do like some music stuff with me for a bit. So they interviewed both of us like on their radio show, and I was like, wow, I forgot how fun it was to like do that. And it was cool being on the receiving end. So I was like, what if I just started doing them to give that experience to like people again? So that's how I got back into it.
Yeah, that's super fun.
But that's enough about me talking about stuff. To get us started, is there anything that you would like to talk about?
I'd just like to give a big shout out to the sneaky funniest KSC member, X9. I actually, there's a picture I'm going to send you that I want you to put up on the screen because it's been making me giggle all day. Give me a second. I got to find it on my phone.
What does that even mean?
Because me and Isaac, that's the other thing I wanted to shout out. Me and Isaac have been really into those like troll face Minecraft edits. Where, have you ever seen those? There's like 2 that are really prominent in my head. There's one where a guy is with a Steve. He's like recording himself in Minecraft, and it's like him and Steve, and they have like a pit full of like probably like silverfish or something like that, and he gives him a diamond sword, and then these 2 mean guys come in and hit him into the pit, and then they hit the laughing emote, and then he flies back up out of the pit as Herobrine, and then it pans it back over to the guys, and it like does like a Brazilian funk song, and like it has like the troll face edited on it, and it's like, are they cooked? I just think that shit's really funny. So me and Isaac have been saying like those who know all the time, and now everyone says those who know, and we were spamming those who know and like Toma, and like the Mongo shit, and it was just bad timing. I don't think X9 meant to say that about Ahmed, but she was just...
I mean, Ahmed was looking up mommy ASMR in class, so you never
Okay,
know.
but that was I think that was different. I think he was doing that as a troll. Because I believe that he was doing it as a troll. He's the funniest KSC member without a doubt. I just don't really understand his motives all the time, but I have faith that he's not a real gooner like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Deshuri is in class with him, so like he can verify.
Oh, yes, yes. Deshuri and Virtues.
Well, he's just in Florida though. He's not like in the same like school, right?
Oh, I thought that they were all in the same school because they've met up before.
They have met up, yeah, but I don't think they're in the same like
Yeah.
school district or whatever.
Oh yeah, because Andre goes to like a charter school. Yeah, yeah. You're right again, buddy.
I do my research. What can I say?
Yeah.
Although, admittedly, with this one, it was kind of hard just because I feel like you don't have like much of a like online presence, so that's why I had to ask Noah for help with this one. But
Oh yeah, no one knows a lot about me. I've been friends with him for like 4 years, I think, since 2020. Because me and him were both on the IG Music. We were both IG Music demons, you could say. That's what my ko6stie account is now. I just revamped my old IG Music account, so I still have all my like topsters and write-ups, just like archived.
you know, I saw in your tag, there's like a FNAF thing.
Dude, I'm gonna look right now because I have no idea what you're talking about. A FNAF thing?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of different like Freddy's, I think.
Oh, that's from yeah. It's the I think it's the custom night lineup. But yeah, that's me and Noah. We're friends with him. That's Andrew's account. He is Philadelphian, or not Philadelphian. Maybe he is. I think he's from Pittsburgh. But the music scene, it goes far back.
Yeah, no, it's so weird how all those little like I feel like everyone did like little like inconsequential things when they were younger, and it just kind of led up to like now.
God, it has. On God, it has. Because I just got into it by accident. Like there was an account called fuck, I don't remember what it was called. It was one of those bullshit like Fantano, Death Grips, Kanye West like meme pages, like super unfunny. And he would like post like other posts by cool people in like the IG music scene. And one of them was this guy called Oscar. I think his account was like Kanye the Creator, and his feed used to look really pretty at the time. He would do like a lot of editing like for like hours and just make his feed look like beautiful. And that got me like listening to like I don't know, all the like stereotypical like music IG bullshit, like Swans, Death Grips, you know, what have you.
Everyone had that phase though in like 2020.
For sure, for sure. I think I found Swans in like 7th grade because I remember doing cross country in middle school and listening to like Tucson like I listened to what's that album called?
To Be Kind.
Yeah. I was listening to To Be Kind on my cross country runs, which is really funny. But like from that, I just kind of became like I just like posting because I liked getting likes. And eventually I found like Axterel and Chris Tweezy and all that, and that's how I became an underground demon. That's how they got me on SoundCloud, and I've never switched up since.
Oh yeah, do you have any thoughts on like like Zhu Shoegaze?
Don't even, bro. Genuinely, I hate all those fucking accounts so much. Like from the bottom of my core, like the ones that are just like neutral milk car seat headrest hotel. Like, go kill yourself, dude. It's so unfunny. You've been making the same joke for the past 5 years. Just feel like it's time to sprinkle in a little originality. Brat memes were made for those kind of people, by the way. Those kind of people. I'm using that in a derogative manner.
Ooh,
I don't like those kind of accounts.
I'll be honest. I wasn't even like the biggest like Brat fan. Like I think it's just like okay. I don't really get why it became such a big like thing.
I'll be even more honest. Still haven't listened to it.
That's so fair.
I feel like there's a lot of things that I haven't listened to. I still haven't listened to A Great Chaos, which I feel like I should listen to. I still haven't listened to Say So Says, even though I know I would enjoy it. I only just now listened to One Life and One Death because Isaac is like the world's biggest 1AM fan, and he made me listen to it when we were watching some preseason games.
Mm-hmm. You know, I've had that problem too. I just feel like there's so much music like within our scene now that I don't really like need to listen to anything else, if that makes sense.
I do.
Like there's just so much stuff always coming out.
What I like to listen to.
No, like I checked my Last FM recently. My top artist for the year, it's like Bappy, Ruby, Noah, Pastoria, and like Orange Cake Mix, I think.
I wish my Last FM fucking worked with SoundCloud. I would have the craziest stats on Xavier So Based. I would probably have like 20,000 plus listens. I don't know. I used to have a phase where I would listen to like a new album like every day and like try and like really like expand what I was listening to. But then I don't know, I just found stuff that I was like, yeah, this is what I want to listen to. And I just never like even on SoundCloud, like I only find new music if it's like, you know how like at the end of a queue, like it'll just start like auto recommending songs. Like that's the only way I'll find new music. I don't even go on daily drops or like new sound or anything like that, even though I feel like I should, because like there are some good suggestions on there sometimes.
Yeah, usually I'll check the little like I forget what it's called when it makes like a radio of like similar songs, like a song you listen to a lot.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I do that
there's bangers in
to
there.
find new Midwest emo songs because like it's really hard to look through all those accounts on SoundCloud because it's just a bunch of like it's really just like archive accounts like uploading songs that aren't already on SoundCloud. It's nice to like sift through the radio and like just play something until you find something you like. It's kind of fun.
I think my favorite thing with SoundCloud is just how easy it is to find like new artists. Like there's people I've worked with where I just looked up like I think I looked up like Dark Plug and I found some guy I liked. And I really just reached out to him. We've been like good friends since then.
Yeah, that's how I started working with DMS Trey. Like, I just found one of his songs because I was like trying to listen to new music and I liked it. And he hit me up and he was like, "Yo, can you mix one of my songs?" And I was like, "Bet." And now I mix a bunch of his songs. I don't know, it's fun. I should do more of that networking stuff.
And actually, speaking of your mixing, so while you do produce as well, what you're most well known for is your skills as both a host and a DJ mixer for other artists' songs, right? So
Yeah.
how did you first get into DJ mixing? And then what is your process like for actually doing it?
Okay, so I first got into DJ mixing because I was in a group called BPG, Born Pathetic Girls, in like 2021 or 2022. And it was like, it was Gooey and Igbo Main and Bad Citizen and like, it was a bunch of people. And I never made music when I was in there for like a really long time. I was just like a Pixar demon, so I would sometimes make cover arts and shit. And eventually I was like, fuck this, I'm just gonna try and make something. And then I tried to like, I didn't know how to plugins worked or like I didn't know how FL worked at all. So I just tried to make a mix of the first ever song I mixed was Bands by Comethazine. Great song, by the way. Comethazine needs more appreciation. And so, speaking of more appreciation, I'll get back to this, but I've been on a Tisa Korean kick like crazy. I love Tisa so much, and people don't recognize that he's actually a genius. He like mixes and produces and raps like on almost all of his songs. It's so crazy. He's so good at music. Like the DJ Rolo shit, like First Round Pick. Every single song on First Round Pick is amazing. It's so good. I just love him so much. But I like, okay, so I made that Comethazine mix, and then I did a mix of basically the person who got me into music was someone who I'm like kind of friends with now. There was some back and forth with him and KSC, so we've kind of distanced ourselves a little bit. But Old Oceans, we were like best friends for a really long time, and he got me into music. or like making music. And I mixed one of his songs next. And then I think I just started doing like, you know how, oh, I don't remember what it was called. It was called like Rain Dance or something like that. Not the song. It was something rain or rain something. It was an app you could use to like you could download it on your PC and then look it up on Google, like the name of the whatever it's called,
Mm-hmm.
and you would be able to like access your computer from your laptop. It's like one of those kind of things. And I used to make mixes at school and stuff. And that's the first mix I ever made at school was how I kind of started like getting used to chopping. For so long, I was so bad at chopping and I didn't know that you had to like actually put the song in the BPM that it was at. Like I used to just throw it in there at 90 BPM and like try and chop it by ear. And that's why all my old mixes sound like shit because they were all like super out of tempo and like it used to be bad. It used to be bad. And I made a mix with like I don't remember. I think the first song was like a Sunny Waters song or something like that. And then it was like an MIA song and a Babytron song. And that one got like 1,000 plays or something. And then I privated it just because I hated it so much. I was tired of it. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. And then I made a few more mixes and they didn't do so well. So I kind of stopped making music for a while. But I was always friends with Noah. And so eventually he invited me to Process Fest, which is the old URLfest that he hosted. And I made a mix for that. And that kind of got me like back into doing stuff like that. And then once I joined KSC, I started mixing other people's songs and I started figuring out like, oh, you have to trim the MP3 file before you start mixing it because that little tail at the front is going to fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to figure out the BPM because it makes it easier to quantize your chops. And like, I just started figuring more stuff out, like literally not even until like December of 2023, I think. And I guess for my process, I've always been tapped into like the you know like the sigilcore style of mixing. Yeah, I think like my first like real year of listening to SoundCloud, it was all like Axe and Sniff and like Two Chainz. And that year, the Two Chainz Baby Step mix was my most listened to. I probably listened to that song like over 1,000 times that year. So I've just always had that kind of like that's just kind of the style I've always tried to like maybe not replicate, but I definitely like take inspiration from it and like just spamming really loud sound effects and like I don't know, I just always thought it was fun. And I'll just like listen to a song and I'll be like, oh, I think I could make this hard because it's some beats are really hard to mix, like the okay like Osama Sun type beats with like a lot of drums and like the bass doesn't always hit very hard. Those are not easy to mix because it just doesn't sound good if you try and chop something. At least in my opinion. I'm sure someone out there could make a great mix on one of those songs, but like there's a certain like sound, like just like kind of simple drum pattern with like a really loud 808. Like that's my type of shit. Or like Detroit stuff. Detroit stuff is super fun to mix just because you can like crank up the bass and then like make it sound like really punchy. And so I'll just try and find like a punchy sounding song, or if like someone sends it to me, then I'll just kind of bullshit it. But I just always find like a portion in the middle of the song to like play at the beginning as like the intro. And sometimes I'll speed it up or just like add a bunch of effects to it. And then I always do, there's one gross beat preset that I always use for my like turntable slowdowns. It's the 130 BPM drop from it's called like 808 Mafia, I think. And it's on the Danny Kyoko drum kit, the old one. I always use that just to like do like the Jew. You know what I'm talking about.
That was really good, actually, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, I'll just like, I used to like spam chops throughout the entire song. Like that's why I used to think that Red Bottoms, the mix for Red Bottoms was really, really good. And then I re-listened to it and I was like, I did way, way, way too much on this song. Like there's too much bullshit on there.
Mm-hmm.
So and Noah kind of talked to me about it too. So I've like started to like do a lot in the intros and then like not do too much during the main song so you can actually hear what the artist sounds like.
Yeah, I know for the 182 mix, I think it messed up badly when they're doing it live. Like, just completely like got lost in their verse because it's like this one like a bird, and it just does it like 6 times.
I feel so bad. Like, I thought that mix was okay. I think that's why May did like a lot of hers that I mixed just like the OG track without the mix because like some of those songs that I mixed for May were really bad. Like the one with the heartbeat in it. I don't remember what it was called, but there were like two that I did for her before You Already Know, and those two
Mm-hmm.
were really bad. But You Already Know is really good. Like that's low key one of my best mixes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and here, this is my secret sauce, is all of my voice lines. If you ever hear a voice line in a mix that I do, it's either from Borderlands sound effects packs that X9 sent me, or it's from downloading. Like I have like every single voice line downloaded from League because you can download them for free from the League of Legends wiki,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like my biggest insecurity. I'm a League fan. I get bullied over it as I should, but it's a fun game. It's a fun
If
game.
you say so.
It is. Like people just wouldn't get it. People just wouldn't get it. It's like it kind of itches the RTS scratch in my brain, which I also play a lot of. Like I've never been like a Hearts of Iron or like, Banner Lords. I've never been into that, but Stellaris, Humankind, Civ, like that shit speaks to me. But I like using the League sound effects because like the Aatrox ones are really good and the Renekton ones are really good. The one that I used on Red Bottoms that was like now you will know pain or something like that. Like I don't know, it just reminds me of the old ones that like High C would use from like anime and like Devil May Cry. Like that's what I've always done. And my goat, my king Yuri Online, he uses Persona sound effects a lot. So I don't know, it's probably inspired by that to some extent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one had a question I was for Kush Pack. Did you have like the stems of the song for that one? Because I think during the intro and you repeat Lucas part, like the beat changes a little bit, even though
I
the
think
vocal
Sasha had the
repeats.
stems. I did not have the stems. I think Sasha, like, I don't know, she fixed all those mixes up like a lot. Like she low key carries. Because I know I didn't have the stems. I wish I did. I wish I started doing that sooner because it's way more fun to do it when you mix or like when someone sends you the vocals and the beat.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I mixed a new upcoming track off Final Girl.
Ooh, okay.
Final Girl is supposed to drop October 31st. You guys go bug MayXX about it.
Oh, this is gonna be out like the day after it, or like 2 days after it comes out. Okay, so it better be out when this is out.
I sure hope so because it was supposed to drop in August and then she was like, no, I'm gonna rework it. And now she's working on her acting, which I'm very proud of her for. My parents are actors, and she said that acting is like her passion. So go pursue what you want, but you better not keep delaying Final Girl because me and Noah worked hard on that.
Mm-hmm.
But Kush Pack, no, I didn't have the stems. I assume that Sasha just did something to it, and also that saxophone that's in the song. Sasha added that. That wasn't there before.
Oh, the bar, 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 that
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
Yeah, that's always one of the ones I think of when I think of like your mixes. That's just part where I think Noah's like Gen 5 on the map, and you like look at map. I don't know. It's like a simple thing, but it scratches my brain when I hear
Yeah.
it.
But my favorite part is that Noah always gets like fake mad about me like cutting his part so it sounds like she's saying fucking on the butt. Yeah, that shit's flat. I think I just thought that was really funny. Um, I always tried to do funny stuff in my mixes, and then I kind of had to lock in and get serious, so I don't do it anymore. But there was an old May song, the one with Fresh Boy Swag.
Oh yeah.
It I mixed it originally. She just didn't drop it with the mix. But there was another one that I did too, where it was something about like she can't sniff coke anymore, and or like don't sniff coke, and like the Hellraiser one that's like come to hell. Like it's like an old sigil core voice line.
Okay.
And I just cut out her vocals right there, so it says like don't do come. And like I don't know. I thought it was fun to do funny stuff on the beat, but now that I have to take it serious, I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
Sigh.
Yeah, right. Shaking my head.
Something else that you don't really do anymore, but used to be super prevalent, was a lot of your earliest works were DJ mix that you did for URLfest, as you said before, right? Which were internet concerts that first popped up during quarantine when people didn't have a way to properly like see their favorite artists perform. And this format kind of helped your skill shine because you don't have to perform. You can just have an audio file with you doing a bunch of stuff, and that's your performance, right? So, how is putting those sets together? And then what are your thoughts on URLfest today, now that events like the Communion Show in New York are possible?
I think that URLfest should have been strictly kept to quarantine. If we're still doing URLfest in 2024, which I know we are, I've seen a few people promote like their sets on URLfest. Like, I love you, but I'm not joining a fucking Discord call to listen to a URLfest set 2 months out from 2025. 2 months. And we're still doing URLfest. It's got to stop. But basically every URLfest set that I've done was me. Like I would do like a for real mix for like the first 2 songs, and I would be like, dude, I can't do 30 minutes of this. I'm just gonna do some bullshit. So I would do kind of like the Bet Google method. Speaking of Bet Google, the first Bangerfest set, I went to both of them. Went in massive quotation marks. I listened to both of them live. That shit blew my mind because I thought he made every single one of those songs. I wasn't tapped into like Limp Pumpo then. Another one of my goats. I love him. But I thought that he made like every single chop and like did all the samples himself. And I was like, this is so impressive. I like the Brampton Man Exit Scam Volume 2 one, like he just put it on his set without even like doing anything to it. And I thought he did that shit. And I was like, this is the best song I've ever heard in my life. It's still the best song I ever heard in my life, but Becky Google didn't make it. Limp Pumpo did. But I don't know. I just tried to like mix in between like a bunch of like, I don't know, songs that I listen to a lot. Like I would put Xavier on there and like Tron, and I think on the second Process Fest set, Andre really likes that one. The only reason I don't take that down is because Andre actually like listens to it still. But like I would put, I think I had like some Cali song, like it was a YG song or something like that, and I would try and like cut in between those songs that I like actively listen to. Like there's like a 9-minute portion that's just D&B, and that's just like I ripped that straight from a Rinse FM like set that someone did. And I don't know, I think I put a couple of Limp Pumpo songs on there. I just tried to like mix it up, keep it fresh. But I think it was fun to do those, but like I'm glad we're not doing URLfest anymore. I think that should be a thing of the past.
I don't know. I still think they're kind of cool, but I would never attend one personally.
Yeah, like I can't do that to myself anymore. Like, I think it's a fun way to, get your name out there and like have people listen to your music who wouldn't listen to it otherwise. But like at this stage in life, I think you could just as well like upload a mega mix to SoundCloud and hope that people listen to it.
I will say though, were you ever into like digicore at all?
Not really. I was never really tapped into it like that.
Okay, because in 2021 they had 2 like full day-long URLfests for like everyone in that scene. I attended both of them, and I would still say those are probably some of the best days of my life. Even though I just kind of sat there and listened, but I just felt so like inspired afterwards.
Right though, that's how I felt at Bangerfest. Like some of that shit I was genuinely like jaw on the floor. I also think it's so funny that Carter was actually at like he performed at one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that until like this year when I was talking with Noah about like it was either Noah or May. I was talking with them in group chat about like Bangerfest and Bet Google. And then Carter was like, "Yeah, I was at Bangerfest too," and I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" I just had no idea. Chapters 226. Shout out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like stuff happens like that all the time where like you were exposed to like an artist or something, or like a person just had no idea because you weren't like paying attention.
Right?
Like I realized that I've known
That's
about
really
Xavier
common.
since like 2021 because of Acid Soldier, and I just didn't like know who he was until like last year. But I
Mm,
realized I had a song with him like in my likes from like way back,
yeah.
and then like
That kind of happened with me like a little bit with Xavier. I had found Chris Dubs like the week he dropped it because of like the SoundCloud recommended shit. And I was like, this is the best song that I've ever heard. Because it was 2020. No one had ever made anything like Chris Dubs
hmm
before. That shit was mind blowing. And I just never really like listened to him more. And then in like 2021, I started listening to all the like 1C people. And it got me hooked. It got me hooked.
hmm I realized that I knew about Noah in 2022. I didn't actually listen to him, but there's this song A Hype has with Gaius Guevara, and on the same project, there's a song with him and Noah in like 2022.
Yeah.
I just didn't like realize it was the same person.
A Hype and Noah, man. No, no. And we all have some thoughts on A Hype. I think he's like new age meme rap. And what else is crazy? He's from Indiana. He's from my state. I saw that picture of him and Diddybop posted up in Broad Ripple. That is 5 minutes away from my house. Dude, like I was shocked. If I ever see Diddybop in real life, I'm choke slamming him on God. I hate him so much. And I'm friends with one of his cousins. Like he was in my Spanish class in like 2023, and he showed me. I sent him like a Diddybop TikTok when he was still doing the like when he only had like maybe like 1,000 followers, and he was doing like that nerd voice, and he was like, "I'm fan." And he was like, "Oh shit, that's my cousin." And I was like, "No fucking way it is." But it is. He's like he has pictures of them together and stuff.
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. There's like someone recently had a similar experience. They told me, but I can't think of what it was. But yeah, that's nuts.
Small world.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. So one artist you work with a lot that you talked before that I admittedly wasn't familiar with, is DMS Trey, and you produce / mix a song for him called Cheer, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like out of anyone, you're definitely like the scene's like cheerleader in a way. As I always see you reposting people's stuff in your story, or like you're putting a comment of one of the lyrics in their songs,
Yeah.
and it always makes me happy to see. So, given the song's name, what are some small things that make you happy?
Oh, that's such a good one. I really like seeing like rundown and overgrown buildings, like an old house that people still live in with a bunch of moss on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I really love this aloe juice, if you count that as a small thing. That shit is the best stuff in the world. Sasha understands. She always takes a picture with aloe juice. I just ordered like a 5-pack off of Amazon because I was like I was missing it. Anything on my Pinterest feed makes me happy. The Dreadnought from Destiny 1 makes me really happy. Just like the architecture. You'd have to know, but like that shit looks so fucking sick. I just think about like some of the rooms in there sometimes, and it brings me a little joy. French people make me happy. I know that's out of the norm. A lot of people like to hate on French people. It's a gross stereotype that they're bad people. I love my French people. I love Yuri Online. I love Saran. I love TT the Fool. I think that French people need to start getting more love in 2025. They've been the butt of the joke for too long. And the same thing applies for British people, specifically with their humor. They're very funny. I think all their words are really nice. When I see someone say, "Oh, we did absolute bits at the club today." Yes, you did, bro. You did do bits. On God, you did bits. It's so fun. It's so fun to hear British people talk.
Oh, one of my professors is Australian. He has like, I don't know what you call their sense of humor, but it's like kind of like being an asshole without being mean. If that makes sense.
Right, dude. Yes, it's I just love and Aussies too. It extends to Aussies because I think if I just enjoy listening to your voice, I'm gonna like anything that you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Australian accent is so good. I wish one of my professors is Australian because that's lit. I do have a Colombian professor though for my Spanish teacher, and she is the sweetest lady alive. We had like an activity the other day where she taught us like idioms and stuff in Spanish, and we had to like figure out what they would be in English. Not like direct translation, but like what the English version of the idiom would be. And then we had to like explain to her, not explain to her, but like she would be like, "Oh, I've heard that one," or like, "I don't know that one." And we would explain to her like the connotation of like the idiom. Like one that I remember is she like looked it up online, like what I don't remember what the one in Spanish was, but it was something about like it was basically like face it head on, and like the thing on Google told her that face the music was like the alternative or like the English alternative to it. And I was like, not really, because I feel like face the music has like an inherently negative connotation,
Yeah.
right? Like you are facing the music because you did something bad and now you have to own up to it. But the one in Spanish was just like, you're just gonna go out there and do it. Like fuck it.
Mm-hmm. One thing that's made me happy recently, and I don't know if I can even like describe it, but like when I like listen to music as I'm like walking or like in a car or something, I'll always picture a little like music video to it in my head. I don't know if you do this too.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I keep having this like thing where it'll be this camera shot where it like starts at the face and like scoops over like the back of their head or something. But there's like smear frames as it does, and it's like the sickest thing ever to me.
You should be like the new Cole Bennett.
Bro, I cannot work a camera.
Yeah.
That's why I use
Yeah,
my
I bet
MacBook
you could.
laptop.
I bet you could.
Mm-mm.
You just gotta learn.
I have thought about if I can go to the next like communion show, like if there is one, I would want to try to not do like iPhone recordings for all the like video footage, but
Yeah.
then I have to get a camera and learn how to use it, and that's a whole investment. So I don't know.
Maybe you'll find a camera on the ground, a perfectly good camera from 2024. God will just say, today's your day. Today's your day, and you'll get a brand spanking new camera.
And nobody else is gonna like want that or maybe miss having it because it's just there. No.
It is just there. Yeah.
Okay, well maybe.
Just dropped in from the sky. I'm telling you, in the next 25 days.
Okay, I'll check my calendar. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a big thing that'll make me happy then. And then I talked about this in the last interview actually, and I think it's just my like autistic brain doing stuff, but I'm like obsessed with watching tiny things like move, because I was thinking about it. Like I loved watching the Me Plaza parade.
Oh yes.
Like I would just watch them run for like hours and look at all the faces. And like in Minecraft, I would make like these super fat worlds that have. I would make these like mazes out of doors and then put like 100 villagers in the center of it and just like watch them like run around.
I used to love the old super flat worlds. They fucked them up because villages don't spawn anymore. I used to just like play survival in a super flat world and like fix up the villages, make them look sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't let me do that anymore. It's heartbreaking. It really did hurt me because I loved that shit. But I think that's why I like Tiny Tower so much. I don't know if you ever played Tiny Tower. Peak mobile gaming right there. Tiny Tower Vegas. Some of the best shit ever made. And Tiny Death Star. That's rare games. That's rare games. They don't have that shit on the App Store anymore because Disney fucking copyrighted the shit out of it. But one of my old friends had it on his iPad before they got rid of it. And it was the most fun thing I've ever played in my life. It was Tiny Towers, but in Star Wars. You just built a little Death Star with all the rooms. You could have like the fucking, you could have like the cantina with all the little guys playing in the background.
Wait,
and just, like,
I think I played that. Wait.
Yes, dude. Yes, it's so good. It was pixel art. Oh my god. Pixel art is another little thing that makes me very happy. I love pixel art so much.
That's like a locked memory. I completely forgot about that. Wow.
I've been tapped in with mobile gaming. I have games on my phone, trust.
Did you play Stumble Guys?
I was there during the Stumble Guys hype. I never caved in because I was always a Fall Guys main. I was like, Fall Guys already makes me mad, and I don't want to play it by myself. So there's no reason for me to get it on my phone because I'm just gonna be mad at my phone all day.
Mm-hmm.
God, Fall Guys was the most aggravating game I think I've ever played in my life. That might not be true. Actually, it might be. Or the old. Did you ever play the old knockout game where you can make your own, or Wipeout, where you can make your own like courses and shit on the Xbox 360?
I don't have an Xbox. So no.
Oh, best game ever, dude. But that shit made me really angry.
I like how the question topic shifted. We went from what makes you happy to what makes you pissed off.
Does anything piss you off?
I think the biggest thing for me is just when I got canceled on last minute, because it happens to me so much that I'm kind of just numb to it now, but it never gets less annoying. So that's probably the biggest thing for me. Because
that might be my bad a little bit with the Dome thing. We called like right after, and he was like, "Yeah, I had to cancel that AAMU interview because I just wasn't feeling it." And then we just started. We've been binging Monster, the anime, because I enjoy anime a lot, but I haven't seen a lot of the like classics. Like I've never seen or read Berserk, and I know people love that shit. I never finished One Piece. The only anime I've ever finished.
I think most people haven't finished One Piece though.
That is not true. There were some real One Piece soldiers. I knew people who like, I don't know, back in 2021, 2022, they were like, you have to watch One Piece. This is the greatest thing that's ever. And you know, because it was that time period, they called it peak media. You know, it's the best form of media out there. That's another thing. URLfest should have been left in quarantine. Calling anything media should have been left in quarantine. We gotta figure out a new word for that. It's just so ugh. Calling stuff media. Zangral did irreparable damage to a lot of people's brains.
Also, just to clarify, I wasn't talking about Dome specifically. Like he talked to me about it, like I get it. But
I know you weren't talking about Dome specifically. I'm sure that it's happened with like a bunch of people before, but like that specific instance, I do feel like I pulled him away from you, and that's my bad.
No, it's okay. Like he didn't think he was ready to have one yet, and if he doesn't think he's ready to have one, like that's totally understandable. So
yeah,
you know, like I was supposed to get lunch with a friend today, and then like half an hour before, she was like, "Actually, I'm not feeling great. Can we not do this?" And I was like, "Okay."
Been there before, dude. It's actually the worst feeling ever. Like to be totally honest, especially when it's like a real life friend. Like if it's someone you're just trying to call and they cancel, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just play I'll just play Humankind or Master Duel. But if it's someone you're trying to hang out with in real life, you like prep that shit in your head. You're like, I got to think about what to say. I got to think about my joke rotation today. You know, I got to be on my game.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just cancel. I'm like, what is your problem? It's so fucked up.
Or I have this one friend he's consistently been 2 hours late whenever we're supposed to hang out, because I was asking him to pick me up so I can guarantee we get there at the same time, because I know he's always late. And I'd be like, hey, do you want to go pick me up at like 12? People are like, yeah. And he comes at like 2 o'clock, and I'm just like, and it's always fine like once he gets there, and I can't tell him I'm like annoyed about it. But it's just like, dude, because it happens literally every time.
I've been the friend with the car before, I can't lie. Sometimes I just get a little too high and I forget that I'm supposed to hang out with someone, and then I look at the clock and I'm like, oh damn, that was supposed to be an hour ago. And I start to feel real bad, but I always make it there eventually. Better late than never.
There you go. Yeah. Say. Moving on. So one of my personal favorite songs that you've mixed is Pressure by FiveFingersNoah. And we were under a lot of pressure back in September. People got into a pretty heated debate, right? That you were dubbed the loser.
I was dubbed the loser? Where? When?
Yeah, well, because you believe that 4 Tanks could beat 10 billion chickens, and that's just simply not true.
Oh, they can.
No, no.
Yes, they can. I'm not folding. They think that with all this peer pressure over an extended period of months, guys, this is a real life psyop. Do you understand? I'm getting bullied by everyone around me, everyone in my social circle. They think that I'm gonna fold just because everyone else believes that 10 billion chickens could beat 4 tanks. You know what? I'm not even mad. It's because we got the one of the best chapters 226 songs out of that.
That's true.
That song is actually so good. 2.5 billion chickens are a tank. That's a lot of pounds in that British bank that we spinning. Oh, he's so good, dude.
Yeah. So would you like to defend your position?
I absolutely would like to defend my position. Noah gave us the there's no tank operators. It's computer run. There's no fuel, no like running out of ammo, no none of that. There's no qualifiers. They are trying to tell me that eventually the chickens would figure out how to either plug the tank's fucking the barrel of the tank, or they would figure out how to get on top of the thing and open the latch and then peck the CPU of the tank. It's not happening. Chickens are too dumb for that. That's my position. Chickens are too dumb for that. These tanks, they would be able to crush those chickens, just keep running over them. It would probably take like a year and a half, but eventually the tanks would win. The tanks are they're gonna win. Because it's not 10 billion chickens all hitting the tank at once. It's spread over like the fucking size of the United States.
Well, yeah, but like death by 1,000 cuts though. Like if they just keep doing it.
You said that last time, but I just don't think. I think it's more like I don't think that the chickens could give the tank 1,000 cuts. I think that maybe they would get up to 500, and then they would get run over. And also, chickens' beaks are like they're strong, but they're not that strong. Like their beaks can fall off. Like you can snap off a chicken's beak. The chicken's beak would fall off even if the tank doesn't like shoot at it. The beak would just eventually break because it can't keep fucking hitting pure metal like that. Like with like bloodlusted, it would break its beak. Think about all the incapacitated chickens. Think about all the chickens that are gonna kill other chickens because they're fucking crazy.
But like, would it even matter though? Because there's so many of them.
I think it would matter. I think it definitely would matter. Because I mean, 10 billion chickens. I guarantee at least a quarter of them are gonna get killed just by other chickens because they do a lot of infighting.
Well, I think the argument though is that they're all coordinated though. Like they know that they're in a battle. It's not like they just like spawned in. How would they
even do that, dude? How would they even do that?
What if God tells
I feel like
them?
Chickens are... Do you think that God also tells the tank computer like, hey, you gotta fucking kill these chickens? Yeah. So I feel like if we gave the computer access to the knowledge of God, it's over. It's over.
What it was like God was he made an evil snake with like evil fruit. Like if he's born enough to do that, like he can make a tank chicken battle happen.
That's true.
Also, one point people were trying to say that I disagree with was they're like, can't the chickens like reproduce?
No.
Let me explain though. Because it's 10 billion chickens, right? We're kind of ignoring any like additional chickens that get added. So like those wouldn't count.
They wouldn't count. It's 10 billion. It's 10 billion. But also, that just seems like we're moving the goalposts a lot. If we're doing that, then I can say that the tanks also have a machine gun and it has infinite ammo. Do you think that it changes if it goes from like explosive rounds, like one shot every 30 seconds, to like a machine gun?
I mean,
do you think that the outcome changes?
I think, yeah, because like if it's every 30 seconds, like there's like wait time, so the chickens have time to do stuff. But if they all have machine guns, it's just constantly firing. Like it would take a while, but they would win. Like eventually,
they would win. They would win. I still think they would win, even with the 30 seconds. But you know.
Oh wait, idea. What if the chickens got on top of other tanks, right?
No, but how would they get on top of the tanks in the first place? That's my question.
They have wings.
No, but chickens can't get off the ground like that. They're not flightless,
if they get scared
but they're not
though.
like. Yeah, but
Because tanks aren't
if
that
if
tall.
they're no, but I just don't think. I think that's unlikely. I think it's unlikely, and then they would have to figure out how to twist a hatch
No, I'm not.
and get
I'm not
inside of
talking
that.
about that. I'm saying if
Okay.
they get on the tanks and the tanks are hardwired to shoot chickens, and they try to shoot a chicken that's on a tank,
I see what you're
when
saying, but
that do something?
I feel like we've gotten to the point where the tanks are smart enough, where the tank AI is smart enough that that wouldn't happen.
Wait, so couldn't we put the fight at like a standstill then? Oh wait, yeah, hold on, wait, yeah. If you put 4 chickens on each of the tanks, right? So they
Mm.
can't fire at each other. Like it's targeting that chicken, but it can't shoot. Like wouldn't they just lose? Because it's kind of at a stalemate.
Well, then it would just be a stalemate.
Oh, that's
You don't lose when it's a stalemate in chess. It's just a stalemate.
so. I guess nobody wins. Is that the answer?
Yeah, yeah. Nobody wins, but the
That,
chickens sure as hell don't.
but the tanks don't either. So
Yeah, but I'm fine as long as the chickens don't win. I have chicken beef. Think about that.
no, it's chicken poultry actually.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been thinking about this topic a lot though, because I still think that it's also just picturing it. Because like what does this world look like where this is happening?
I imagine it as far off into the future. Earth is inhabitable, but it's a fucking wasteland. There are no buildings, no towns, no nothing. It's just flat, barren land, not very hilly, no, not many mountains. Humans are off in space doing whatever the fuck we're doing out there, and it's 10 billion chickens taking up like the entirety of North America, and then 4 tanks are just like right in the heartland. They're just like right there in Kansas, and that's where they start, and they're probably gonna finish in like Saskatchewan or something like that because they're gonna run over all those chickens. They're gonna shoot at them, and those chickens are gonna die.
Oh wait, but you're saying the chickens are spread out across the entire U.S. while the tanks are just in the
Yes,
middle?
yes.
Tanks aren't that fast.
The tanks are pretty fast. We looked it up. They can get up to like 30 or 40 miles per hour.
Okay, but
That's
actually,
that's
okay, that is
like
pretty
that's like
fast
road
actually. Yeah,
speeds. Yeah.
okay, but I guess saying the chickens could run away though doesn't really, cause that's not fighting. That doesn't really do anything.
Yeah,
That
that
just
isn't
prolongs
fighting.
it.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna admit you're right. It's not happening. But
Mm,
so I think we'll
okay.
go. I think we'll go with the stalemate.
Okay. 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 I'll take that.
I'm going with the stalemate.
I'm fine with the stalemate.
Okay, I know you don't have a camera. We can try to shake on it.
Oh, yes, I am shaking right now. You can't see me, but I am.
Okay. So I can't see you. One thing I did see. Well, your mixes for artists tend to be on a song by song basis. Back in May, you host the entirety of 1N's KSEX mixtape, which includes
Oh,
some of my favorite
yes.
songs from him. So how did that project come to be?
So, me and Ahmed, I'd hosted a few of his songs before, and he sent me the file for Ballin' Like the Heat, and I was like, dude, you have to hop on more like Pharrell, like kind of like sparse, not like Gucci beats, just hop on like these kind of like funky beats. Like he sounds really good on them.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, bet, I'll just send you a bunch of songs. And that's how KSEX happened. I just worked on it when I was in school, which is really hard. Don't do that, by the way, because it's really fucking annoying trying to mix with a trackpad instead of a mouse. One of the worst things ever. Because the trackpad, you'll be dragging it and then it'll stop. Like it'll lose the click down like halfway through, and you'll have to keep like readjusting the same thing 50 times because it's funky. Not a good experience, but I had a lot of fun working on KSEX. Some of my favorite mixes are on there. I think my favorite mix I've ever done is probably like Wilt Chamberlain.
Mm-hmm.
The intro for that is just so sexy. I don't know if I could do that now, even if I tried. But it was just like, cause that's Ahmed says it a lot to me. He's like, if I just send you some bullshit, like just do whatever the fuck on it and post it on your page. Cause I don't know, like on his more serious songs, I feel like that like my style doesn't really translate that well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't like the mix on Pharrell very much. It's a good song. It's a really good song, but I just didn't like what I did on it. But I feel like when he's just kind of being like goofy and like not super serious with him making songs, like it works a lot better. I don't know. There's a word for it, but I'm not thinking of it right now.
It's more like cohesive.
Yes. It is more cohesive.
Mm-hmm. And were you doing the mixes with the like remote computer program thing still?
No. I got a new laptop this Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And it was no longer my school laptop. I'm working on I have to see what it's called. It's the Legion Pro 5. First thing I did on this thing was get FL. The second thing I did on this thing was get League of Legends.
The whole
True story.
duology.
Yeah.
I don't know why it never clicked with me, but I only just now got why it's called KSEX.
Yes.
Because it's Coasty New Sex. I didn't pick up on that.
It is. But also because sex sounds like six. It's like K6, KSEX.
I never picked up on that.
It was pretty clever. Got the symbolism. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about that?
No, I thought the K was for like ketamine for the longest time.
I've never done ketamine, although I really want to. Like, I've had this conversation with a few of my friends. There's almost no drugs under the sun that I wouldn't try. Like, I probably won't try fent or trank or like black tar heroin or crack. But like anything short of that, I'm definitely gonna do it at one point in my life.
All right, I'm straight edge, but you go do that, girl. Come on.
I fuck with all my straight edge kings.
I don't know. It's just like I feel like the way my brain works is inherently like prone to like addiction. So I just need to not expose myself to any of that stuff. So
me too, dude. But like I'm a little too deep in. They got me hooked on carts in summer of freshman year. Can't really go back from that.
I mean, if you wanted to put a stop to it, you could, but
I have. Like, truth be told, and I'm on the vapes now, so like I haven't changed much. But at the beginning of this year, I kind of just went cold turkey on carts, and like it worked. Like I didn't hit like any type of weed for like probably like half the year, and then I kind of started smoking in the summer again, just because like I don't know, it's the summer, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I totally have what do they call it? An addictive personality.
Or I don't know what the word. I don't know what the word is, but it's like just like prone to like addiction.
Yeah. I definitely am. I got that first Nick buzz, and I was like, I've been sleeping on this. But I don't know. I also just feel like it's neat. It's neat, like experiencing things off drugs. Like the first time I ever did tabs, the friends who I was with showed me Goat Story and 2x Speed. I don't think I've ever seen anything as funny as that since. Do you know Goat Story? Like that, like it's like that Czech retelling of like one of the Bible stories, I think. You might recognize some of the screen caps from it. It has like that girl with the really big boobs. Okay. Like, have you ever seen that?
I think I have seen it before.
Yeah. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
No, I thought you were talking about Charlie the Unicorn at first. Like that's what I was picturing in my head.
I really did like Charlie the Unicorn though, and only the first 3 episodes of Llamas with Hats, because after that, when he starts like when he opens up that portal to another dimension, gets a little too scary for me. I don't derive much joy from that. But the first 3 episodes are really fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of era of YouTube cartoons that I was really tapped into, like everyone talks about the ASDF movie. We all had that phase where we could like cite like all of the fucking skits from that.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that with the Laser Chronicles. People are not tapped into the Laser Chronicles like I am. That is the funniest shit. Anytime someone mentions Shoop Da Whoop to this day, I still think it's funny just because of that. Like I'll just have a little flashback and like, I'm a firing my laser. Like, it's the funniest shit ever.
Mm-hmm. This is really stupid, but the reason I knew that I should never try drugs was because when I was in 5th grade, I found like a sticky note on the floor, and for some reason, I was like, "What if I just like blew into it?" And I kept doing it, and then eventually like I started coughing, just blowing into a sticky note, and it
Yeah.
made me feel bad, but I kept doing it anyways. And after I did that, I was like, "Okay, I can never smoke or anything."
You you try coughing a sticky note in 5th grade? I was never on the Whippets team, even though I like real talk, they sell like huge fucking canisters of Whippets at the gas station that's like right down the street from my dorm. And I'm not gonna buy a canister myself, but if someone else that I'm with has a canister of like Galaxy Gas and is like, yeah, do you want to take a hit? I am saying yes. I am
No,
saying yes.
no.
Absolutely, I am.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely, I am. Yes, sir.
Those make me sad. I see those videos of people in school hitting him, and they just like kind of like die for a second. Like that's too much for
It,
me.
like it's scary if you do it too many times, but I feel like I have enough self-control where if I really wanted to just try something
Mm-hmm.
one time and then drop it, I could do that. Like there's stuff that I've done like that before. Like oh yeah, I tried Molly one time and it wasn't really the same thing, but like I took like probably like 3 bumps and then I just kind of like felt a little warm and then it went away and I was like, that's fucking lame as shit. I don't ever want to try that shit again. It was boring. It was boring. Didn't do anything for me.
That's real,
Um,
yeah.
but I am an LSD soldier like Sasha is. I bought myself a couple of strips this year, like right before I went to college. That shit is too fun. It is too fun. I still have probably like 2 strips somewhere in my dorm room. It's like it's really neat. I never see anything. I don't know if it's like just the way my brain is hardwired or if it's like not very good acid, but like it just makes you feel really funny. Like that's what I like. If I'm focused on like how my body's feeling instead of what my brain is feeling, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my roommate had a bunch of like weed edibles last year, and they offered to let me try one, but I never did. And I think that was my one chance I could have had to try something, and I didn't take it, so that's probably it for me.
Oh man, that reminds me, one of my straight edge friends, I literally used to smoke every day. Like I was smoking in class and like at the lunchroom, and like I would just, you know, do the hide it in your sleeve method and then take a hit, or
Mm-hmm.
like lean into my friend's shoulder and then take a hit like in her ear basically. And I would always offer him a hit. I would be like, do you want any? And he was like, no, 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 no. I'm never gonna smoke. And he was like, maybe I'll smoke when I'm 25, when my brain is fully developed. And I was like, well, Phoenix, if you ever do smoke, the first thing you have to do is text me and tell me how it is. And you know what? Who I just got a text from last week? He hit me up and he
Oh,
said, guess who just smoked weed for the first time? That made me so fucking happy. Like I actually got the biggest smile on my face. I was like, no way. Because oh, I love that kid to death. But for years, he was like such, like, not necessarily like a mommy's boy, but just like, I'm never gonna do any delinquent shit. I don't even like cussing in school because I'm scared the teacher's gonna get mad at me type shit. And I don't know, just for him to like the first month that he was at college to hit me up and be like, "Yeah, I smoked weed." Just very big steps, and I was very proud of him. I was very proud of him.
mm-hmm. So you did the mix for KSEX, and another song you did the mix for around that time was "Die Lit plus Cigarettes" by MXX.
Oh,
And
that was one of the ones that I didn't like. That was one of the ones I was trying to. Oh no, 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 no! I actually do like Dilit. That's one of the ones off Final Girl. I was thinking of a different one.
okay, and as I'm sure you know, "Die Lit" by Cardi dropped in 2018 when we were in middle school, right?
Yes,
So middle school is a pretty
yes,
transformative time for most people's lives, and for better or worse, definitely shaped who I am today. So, what are some of your
for
most
sure.
memorable middle school experiences, both good and
Oh,
bad?
dude. To be honest, I don't remember a whole lot from middle school, just because I started. I think I really did like not to rehash what we were just talking about, but carts really did like. I think I'm at least 50% more retarded now than I was before, just because I smoked too much. Like definitely killed some of my brain cells. But I'd say one of my most fun was my old best friend. His family was super rich, and they took me to Disney World, like all expenses paid. We just went to Florida for fall break, and I was like, God damn! We left a week before fall break even happened. They took a 2-week vacation. That's some shit that I've never done in my life before or after. I was in Florida for 2 weeks. Best and worst time of my life, because I felt like I was going insane the entire time I was there. But also, that was the first time that I played Hitman. I played it on his Xbox in the dining room of the Airbnb we stayed at. That shit was so fun, and Disney was super fun. I do remember that the whatever the mountain one is, not Splash Mountain, but the one where it makes you go backwards. No. There's a third mountain. It's like the Yeti one. It's something about like you go in the Himalayas and like the wait for the ride shows you a bunch of stuff about like the Yeti and like Yeti hunting. Oh, I can't believe I don't remember the name, but that one made me almost throw up because we went on it like 3 times. But it was super fun, like being somewhere I'd never been before, because I don't think I've ever been to Florida before or since. And that was really neat. Favorite middle school memories. Oh, 5 stacking on Rainbow Six Siege with my friend group. No better feeling than, clutching up a 3-3 round to win the game, and you have to like do a little 3K type action. Those who know, they'll understand me, but I used to be a real siege demon. Like, we used to think that's actually a fun topic. That's where my name comes from, because my old Xbox username was CoSwordRoom92, and then when I started playing with that friend group, they were like all like super sweaty, and like I had some games that I was good at. I was really good at Rocket League, and eventually they were like, yeah, we're gonna, because we were always had like a fake clan called Plaid Pleb, so it could be PP, because we were fucking like 15-year-olds. And eventually we changed it to P2, and the Xbox generated usernames, they gotta go because they don't look very professional. So everyone shortened theirs down. My friend who was Antacid Wizard changed his to Wizzy. My friend who was Badger Boy 811 changed it to Badgers. And so I was with Coastward Room 92. So I changed it to ko6stie, and I was P2 ko6stie forever. And then like ko6stie just became the name that I used on like basically everything. And that was like my old Instagram handle. It was Drained ko6stie. I know. I know. and once I joined BPG, I kind of just changed with like their writing quirks, because they would write all their C's, K's, like the sigil core people did, and they would do they would turn the A's to 6's, and so that's where ko6stie with a Ko6 comes from. Oh, middle school memories, yeah. Rainbow Six. A lot of the good memories were really just video games.
Were there any like embarrassing ones maybe? Because I can share some of mine if it helps. Like
certain that there were, because I had some bad moments. Oh, I used to carry my books around on my head. I don't know why. It wasn't as like a joke or anything. I just thought it was fun, and it was like fun to feel things like balance on my head. I used to be really good at balancing shit on my head. Like I could like walk around with like all my binders and my books just like on top of my head, and people would always be like, "Oh, you look like one of those people from Africa who like carry jugs of water." And I was like, I'm okay. And the way that I met my best friend today, my real life best friend, is in 7th grade. I was walking down the stairwell, and she just smacked them off of my head, and I did not know her at all. She was just like, that's my bad. That's my bad. I just really I got like a really strong urge to smack the books off your head. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I knew one of her friends at the time, so I texted him to be like, make her fucking apologize to me because that was some dickhead shit. And then she did, and then we started talking, and now we're best friends fucking a trillion years later.
Bro, I don't even know what I would do in that scenario. Like, I don't know how I'd process that.
I almost didn't process it because I was just like, why would you? I mean, I think a fair question is why would I carry my books around on my head? I stopped doing that after seventh grade, but it was a bad time in my life.
No, I would do weird shit too. Like, I would always like pretend I was like a ninja in the hallways. I wouldn't do this or anything, but I would always like duck between people like when I was walking because I'm short. So I could
Oh,
just like get through
dude,
everyone.
I can't really do that. I just kind of have to shove people in the hallway because, big body, 6'4" type shit, not to flex. Um, but I don't know. I was always the tall kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm envious of short people. Truth be told, I really do wish I was short, like with my whole heart.
I don't know. I was like 4'11" in seventh grade. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure. So
the one of my friends that I was talking about earlier, the Badger boy 8'11", he was a very short young man. Love that kid to death. He was super funny, but he was definitely the short person in our school.
mm-hmm. It's weird though because I never like processed my height until I got to my senior year of high school, which I feel like was kind of late. But the average like height of my school was like around my height because it's like majority like Hispanic, so like there weren't a lot of like tall people.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't that short compared to like everyone else. And now that I'm in college, like everyone is like 5'10" like minimum.
Yeah. um I kind of had the same thing, but like with my weight, like not to get on some like weird shit, but I was always super fat, and I didn't really realize until like senior year. I was like, damn, I'm big as fuck. Like I just kind of had a revelation like January of this year, where I was like, dude, I cannot keep doing this, and so I didn't keep doing it. I locked in, but like I've been there with like I just used to like get too overwhelmed and sad about how I looked, so I would just like purposefully not process it. Like I would just
Hmm.
kind of like shove it to the back of my mind.
But now we're good.
Yes.
Well, glad to hear it.
Hmm.
I think I talked about the story in a different interview like months ago, but I think for me, my most embarrassing middle school moment was in eighth grade. So this is also like way too late for this to be happening. This is like a third grade story. But I was going to my English class and there was like a melted gusher on my seat, and I sat down on it, and I was like, oh, because I'm like, oh, why is this thing sticking in my ass? And then my teacher is like, what happened? I was like, oh, I sat on a melted gusher, and I like showed her, and instead of see, I kind of let it happen too. See, it's like weirder when I think about it in hindsight, because I very easily could have prevented it, but she was like, oh, let me see, and then I ended up bending over for the entire class, and she was like wiping my ass to get it off.
Oh my. Dude. I would have killed myself. I can't even lie. Fuck. Because that, like, I feel like that should spark some kind of memory. Because I know that there are like super embarrassing things that I've done and that I've said that'll just like pop up to me in the middle of the night, and I'll be like, I can't believe I did that, but they're not coming to my mind right now. But I was a fucking like I was a piece of work in middle school. I disavow my middle school self.
There's one other thing I know I did, but I'm debating if I should even say it in the interview because it's not like that bad, but I feel like ashamed every time I think of it. I've apologized to that person like multiple times about it, even though she said it's like fine, doesn't matter.
I've had a couple of moments like that too. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want.
I don't know. I think I'll say it, and then if I don't like it, I can just cut it out.
Okay.
But basically, I didn't like really understand how like mixed race identity worked, if that made sense.
Yeah.
And I had this friend that was like half black, half white, but like only identify with like the black side, right? And we were in our like geometry class freshman year, and like I forgot she said something about being black, and I was like, "Wait, you're not black?" And then the entire class went silent. I was like,
oh, that reminds me of a story that I had. It's not about me, but this is the funniest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. I love this kid to death. It's I think it might be the funniest story that I have in my arsenal. So we, in probably 7th or 8th grade reading class, we were doing a unit about like civil rights, and there was we were reading a story about the Little Rock Nine, and it was like one of those follow along readings where the teacher would like pause to like not say a word, and the rest of the class would fill it in, right?
mm-hmm.
So we were reading about the Little Rock Nine, and everyone was following along, and then she got to a quote from one of the like crowds people who were like trying, like heckling them basically, and she read the quote out loud and obviously stopped at the N-word, and my pasty ass white friend Josiah Bashara, I love him to death, he just wasn't paying attention. He bolted up out of his seat. He literally stood up to say this. He says it in the like cheeriest voice with the hard R. It was maybe like me, him, and like 3 other white people, and every other kid in the class was black. And he said it with such enthusiasm. He's not racist. He's a very sweet young man. But he just wasn't paying attention, and he said it. And
he stood up to say it?
He stood up to say it. And everyone else in the class was just shocked. They just like stared at him. And he kind of realized like a few seconds after he said it, he was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to say it. It was I was feeling in the reading. I didn't mean to say it." And the teacher was like, "Josiah, I believe you, but you got to go to the principal's office for that one." And I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my life, because that was the funniest thing that's ever happened to me in person.
That's one of those stories that gets like passed down. I feel like you can never.
Oh, it sure does. I'll never forget that in a million years.
The big incident from my school was there was this was an elementary school, but there was this kid that just had like awful behavior. Like when I was in 4th grade, there were 4 classes, and he got put in each one because he like couldn't behave in them. So they kept like swapping him around. I know my friend saw him like throw a desk at our vice principal one time. Like he got pulled into the hall, and then he just saw a desk go flying like through the door.
Holy shit!
And then he ripped up like his like end of year like standardized testing because he didn't want to do it. So that was the whole thing. That was in 4th grade. So in 5th grade,
4th grade,
there was like I wasn't in the class. I was in the one next to it, so I still heard everything. But in the science class, they had a substitute teacher that day, and they were doing a unit on like circuits, right? So all that like energy, and they had like copper wires to like make little like circuits with it.
Yeah.
And that guy, he grabbed one of the copper wires, shouted, "I'm invincible," and then plugged it into an outlet.
Oh my god.
And
did it?
So I just want you to like, if you were to like plug something into an outlet, like how would you do it, right?
How would I do it?
If you were to put something in an outlet,
I would shove it into the bottom hole. You know how it's like the 2 like rectangle ones at the top?
Yeah, but like how many hands would you use to do that?
Probably 1.
Yeah, so see, that's what, but he's not a normal person, right? So he was double clutching with 2 hands, and because it completed the circuit, he got blasted off the wall and was fine.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude. What the hell is going on in Texas?
And like to this day, my friend still talks about it, like every time I see him. Cause it's just so like unbelievable. Like the fact that he yelled, "I'm invincible," and then did it.
I would talk about it too, man. What the hell? What the fuck? I don't think I was ever on any delinquent shit like that. In second grade, though, they got mad and made me pay for a desk because I used to like stim and just like carve stuff into the side of the desk with a razor. I was a second grader. I didn't realize it was defacing property.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was bad. It was just like it's fun to make little grooves in the desk. And then the teacher caught me and she was like, "You cannot be doing that." And I was like, "Dude, my bad. Like my bad." And then I had to write like an apology letter to the principal and vice principal, and they were real mad at me for a few weeks, but I think they still ended up fucking with me.
Oh, are you one of those like eraser pokers too?
I was a pencil chewer.
That's
I used
worse.
to
I
chew
feel
on
like
all my pens because it's like the feeling of like your teeth like sinking into the pencil and then like hearing the kind of crunch. It was so satisfying. Honestly, I probably chewed on pencils up until like 8th grade just because like I had some really bad
it's like
habits,
a little like
dude.
pacifier for you.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it was. I used to do that shit in class too. I did not care.
All right, well, that was pacifier for you, right? But I'm about to pacify you, right? Because I lost to Roadman in the last episode, and I need to reclaim my
shit.
honor. Okay, I finally lost
I'm turning my camera on for
like
this.
4.
I'm turning my camera on.
Okay.
Because you're not winning. You're not winning. On God, you're not.
I'm just gonna go down the list really
Okay.
quick. You know, Isaac, May, Luca, Noah,
I'm
99,
I'm shifting
Ahmed,
to KSE.
and Ty Cox.
They're-
They're all lost.
They just don't. They don't know how to play rock paper scissors like I do. They
Okay.
don't. They don't know my game.
All right,
I'm ready.
And you gotta close your eyes while we do it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
We're fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Okay. You best of 3. Best of 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh! Ooh!
Fuck. Okay.
So scary. Okay. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Fuck! No!
Too good. I'm too good. Tell everyone in KSC, run me my money. I'm the best rock paper scissors player in the world. What was that game we used to play in middle school? Did you guys ever play like Volcano, where you would have to like go around and everyone in the class would beat each other?
Oh, I know what
rock,
you're talking
paper,
about.
scissors? Yeah. I won that shit every time because I'm a rock paper scissors demon. I can read you like I have a Sharingan right here. Mangekyo too. I'm on some Itachi shit. Shout out Dome. He knows what I'm talking about.
Well, my heart was pounding during that. Okay, like you came in with so much confidence that I just immediately was like,
Dude, I'm too crazy at rock paper scissors. What can I say?
And this also means that I've lost twice in a row now, so I'm on a losing streak now.
Yeah, abnormal.
This is scary. I don't like it.
You gotta fix yourself up. Go into the training room, get back in the gym, get in the lab. Put some work in. Come back next episode. Beat their ass. Gotta study the rock paper scissors formulas.
Because I've been thinking about it. Because during Ty Cox's, he told me that he had watched what I've done in the other ones and was trying to plan it around that. And I'm like, fuck, do people actually? Because I don't think I have a consistent thing. But
well, you said in the Noah interview that you go like twice paper, right?
did I? I don't even remember. Because I feel like it's random most of the time when I do. But I feel like instinctually I like to go scissors first usually, and I shouldn't be saying that because people are gonna use it against me now. But
yeah,
that's what I was thinking about doing. I was like, oh no, she's gonna know that somehow. I don't know if you did, but I got scared.
I saw you thinking that I would know it, and then changing it to paper, and that's why I went scissors. Yeah, I'm 20 steps ahead, not even 2.
See, this is bad because people have like training data on me now. Like they know what I do.
We have match prep.
Like this is the 35th one, so like people can go look and just see what I do each time.
Yeah, dude, they're making algorithms of the AAMU like probability during rock paper scissors. You gotta switch up your game.
I got it. Maybe we'll start playing tic-tac-toe. I don't know.
Oh, if we play tic tac toe, you're losing every time. On God,
No, because
I'm so good at
you can only
tic-tac-toe.
lose if you're
I,
stupid.
I'm either gonna draw or win every time. Like I used to play the impossible, like the Google Impossible tic tac toe for hours on end. Like I'm a tic tac toe strategist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that the rock paper scissors started as like, because when I did the Bappy one, I didn't know what I wanted the tone of the interviews to like be yet or how I would do them. So I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I play rock paper scissors with the guest, because who does that in an interview? But I realized it'd be funny if I could like power scale everybody, and it was a way to kind of have like continuity between like each video. So like since then I've just kept doing it.
Yeah, I should be at the top of the rock paper scissors ranking right now. Just saying, just letting it be
Well, if
known.
you were technically not, because in my
Oh,
head
is it
it's
because
like,
I didn't win in two?
yeah, you had to do both. Like DT Kill Me
Okay.
is up there, but you're still pretty high ranked though.
I'd take like top 10, top 5.
Okay, okay. So we're talking about one end from earlier, and you also mixed the outro song to New Sex Gone for a while. And while you've still been
Oh,
very
yeah.
present in the scene, you've currently been away from home attending your first year of college, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
actually
Indiana
started.
University. Go Hoosiers! Shout out! Before we get into this part, shout out the Hoosiers football team, 6-0, best start since like 1952. We're winning the fucking Big Ten this year. We're winning the fucking Natty. Where it's coming home. It's coming home. Go Hoosiers!
Okay, well, I know my team because I go to UT. I go to UT Austin, and we've been doing pretty good this year, and we even beat OU, which is our big rival.
Oh shit!
So maybe we'll compete at some point. I don't know.
Could you imagine? Fly out to Indiana. Let's
No,
let's
you're
meet up at the game.
You're coming here. No way. I know
I'd actually do a road trip to Texas. That'd be fun.
that would be fun. But I actually started Hidden Driveway when I was a freshman last school year. Just had a bunch of whole other super important experiences during that school year that I'm very thankful for. So now that you're a freshman in college, like how has your experience been so far?
Truth be told, it's been pretty rough, but you know, it doesn't faze me. I'm too good for all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, real talk, like I haven't spoken to anyone who I didn't already know. Like zero new friends. I don't talk in class. Like it's bad. It's bad. I gotta fix it up. But I'm predicting that sophomore year will be my breakout year, so I'm not worried.
Okay, yeah. Or it could be next semester too.
It could.
Cause like, are you in like orgs or anything?
No.
See, that might be part of your
Maybe
problem.
eventually I'll join, but I don't know. It's scary. Talking to people is scary.
It is scary, but like you just gotta do it. That's the thing. Cause like,
Yeah,
cause everybody wants friends.
that's true. Unless you're, a real young demon like I am. I'm a loner, an alpha wolf. I don't need friends. I need bread.
Yeah, although I have hit like a similar point where like I have my friends from last year, but they all live off campus, and I'm the only one still on campus because I wasn't ready for like a full apartment yet. This is like an on-campus apartment, like where I live now, but
Yeah.
so there's like nobody I know in the dining halls anymore. So I'm eating alone like all the time, and they're all busy with other stuff or like they're hanging out with like their partner. So like I don't really have like people to hang out with that often either. So like I get it, it does suck, but I've been trying to find ways to go do so with people.
That's good though. Like I should be doing that, but I don't know. It's just so nerve-wracking. Like I think I've been to a dining hall maybe twice just because I'm like scared of how many people are there. Like I don't know, too open of an environment. They do have dining halls on Grubhub though, so I might start ordering from the dining halls and getting it shipped to my dorm. That's probably bad though, because I need to get the steps in. But I don't know. It's just it's so nerve-wracking. College is it's not what I thought.
Mm-hmm. But it can be what you thought if you try to put in
That's true.
the effort. Like
That's
I don't know
true.
if you've seen like do you know who ANFPO is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, but he was this. You might have seen he did the Fat Yoshi video in like 2019 where he's putting it like around his school.
Oh,
Do you know that video?
yes. Yeah.
He's that
Yes,
guy,
yes,
but
yes.
he went on to do these like college videos where it was just him and his friends doing like cool stuff. And when I saw that, I was like, well, if he can do it, why can't I do it? And it was never to that level, but there's just so much like silly stuff I got up to. And I think I was also just like lucky because my orientation roommate happened to be like a Gex fan.
Ah.
Because like we exchanged instas and I saw he went to like a concert and I was like, wait a minute, and we were talking about like Yabujin and like Hyperpop Daily and stuff.
Oh, brother.
Which I know is super lame, but I never like I hadn't met anyone in real life that was like into all of that. And then he introduced me to like some of his other friends, and then one of his friends, like she knew some other people. We just kind of merged into like one group.
Yeah, that's super nice. I only ever knew one person who was into that kind of shit. It's the friend who I talked about earlier who knocked the books off my head. Her girlfriend, the first time I met her, we went to like this big like friend like brunch at one of the like little breakfast restaurants right by our high school, and me and her just talked about like Axe and Sizzlecore and like Xavier So Bass for like probably like 2 hours, and I was just floored because I didn't think that there was anyone in the state of Indiana besides Crone who was like tapped into that kind of stuff. It kind of shocked me to like know that there are other people, other SoundCloud soldiers out there. I felt some solidarity.
Yeah, do you know if your college has like a student radio org?
Dude, I'm certain that they do. I want to have like a radio hour so bad, like a DJ ko6stie radio hour. I would 100% do that.
Okay, because I guarantee you there are definitely people like that there.
I'm certain that there are. But also just because like this stuff has gotten like way more popular. Like I don't know, I feel like Xavier So Bass is like damn near a household name at this point. Like never would have saw that coming in 2020, but here we are.
But yeah, like most of my social interaction comes from my student radio org now. Like me and my friend Sarah, whose artist name is Akiba 10, like we go like every Friday and go into the production room because she runs the production department, and then I'm her intern technically, and we just fuck around on like Ableton for like 3 hours like every weekend.
Oh, are you an Ableton user?
I'm not, but I watch her do stuff and I feel like I learn a lot. Cause she hasn't been doing it longer than me, but she's more like technical about stuff.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to watch. And then like I don't know, like it's also just easy because like I'm very good at talking about music and I feel like not a lot of other things if I'm just like throwing in a conversation. But like everyone there is gonna like the same things you like, or at least some things you like, and you can talk about that pretty easily, I feel like. But yeah, I just think like I always try it out because like I'm sure they have like socials where you can just like show up and like hang out for a bit. Like that's how mine works every Wednesday and Friday. So I'm actually going to the Wednesday one later today. So
oh, have fun.
Thank you. But yeah, like I think that's the best thing you could try doing if like none of the other orgs like really interest you.
Yeah. Honestly, I might like. I don't know. It might be postponed till the next semester, but eventually I really would. I would enjoy doing that a lot, I think. And, putting on the good people of Bloomington, Indiana, showing them what it's really about. But there are a lot of songs that I would like to play that I should get better at downloading songs that I really love when I first hear them, because so many songs I'm like, there's no reason that this artist would ever take this down, because like why would you take down this song that's peak and it only has like 200 plays? Like why would you want to take it down? And then they take it down. Like, what's your fucking problem? There are 2 songs that I've been trying to find forever. One of them I already know is not going to be on SoulSeek, and the other one I was kind of surprised that it wasn't. I looked for it on YouTube and on Bandcamp and on Ringer Music and on SoulSeek, and they didn't have it. It was an old Volney song, I think he's Regret Choices now. It was him, produced by JVC, one of the GOATs. It was so beautiful, and he took it down, and it makes me very sad.
Yeah, there was this one song I found like last year that I randomly remembered like today, and I don't remember what it was called. I don't know who it was by. I know I sent it to somebody. Like when I found it, I was like, "This is so crazy," but no idea like what it is,
Yeah.
or if it's still even still out there. Because I remember I checked that guy's SoundCloud like at the time, and he didn't have it uploaded on it, so like I couldn't even go there to look now.
Oh, that's so fucked. I'm kind of in a similar experience with a more recent song. It was Screen by Not Leo with Love Letters. I called it. I said Love Letters is gonna go up. He has such a beautiful voice and he flows on these beats so well. And now he's making fucking Osama Sun clone songs. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? He sounded so good and so original, and then he had to fucking ruin it. He had to ruin it. And he took down all his old songs that were actually good and pretty, and there's nothing good of his anymore, and it makes me it broke my heart. It really did break my heart.
Oh yeah, and then what's your major, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, history major, because I want to be an archivist.
Ooh, that I mean you were just talking about that. Yeah, like that makes sense.
No, but not like a like that was in like a SoundCloud
No,
archivist
I
thing.
know, but like
Yeah. I just think it's neat, like being able to be like, I don't know. I always frame it to other people as like the arbiter of information, but I feel like that sounds too like possessive. It's not like I'm going to be like, you can learn about this and you can't because I don't like your outfit. It's like, I just think it's really neat having like all that knowledge at your fingertips that's like so old and like no one else knows about it. Like, I don't know, in the National Archives, there's probably some shit that people haven't heard about in like 150 years just chilling in some filing cabinet. Like, someone has to be the one to rediscover that and put it out there. Might as well be me.
yeah, that's sick.
I've also just been a history nerd for the longest. I think history's lit. Dates and times and places and people. I also used to be a sweat at geography. I used to be D1 on geography apps on my damn phone. I still have it downloaded. I need to see what it's called. World Geography. Tap in, everyone. Tap in. World Geography. It has a good progression system. You know, a lot of good practice. If you want to learn your island countries, your African countries, you know, think about it. Think about it.
I had to do geography stuff recently because I had a map quiz in my Mosques, the Islamic World class, like a while back.
Yeah.
I forgot that I kind of like geography. Like I hadn't thought of it's fun.
I love it so much. I'm still able to like maybe not impress people, but it's like a good little party trick whenever anyone pulls up one of those like, do you know all these flags? Have you ever seen those videos on Reels? I can still 100% those every single time. Just because like that shit's like embedded in my brain. Like I can recognize almost any flag. The only flags that I'm not 100% on are like Micronesia and like British territories and all those like funky islands. Like I don't know the difference between like it's like called like San Abercrombie or something like that versus like Fiji. Like I probably would know the difference, but like it's hard for me to, you know, index those smaller ones.
All right, well, those flags might be embedded in your brain, but a song that you've mixed that's embedded in mine is Kush by FiveFingersNoah, but he's not the only other person on that song, right? Because that song is a cypher track that features 3 other KSE members that you've collabed with in some capacity, and it makes me curious to see what the future holds considering the range of artists that you work with. So, are there any artists people should expect you to work with more going forwards? And is there like anyone that you'd like to work with that you like haven't or aren't going to at the moment?
KSEX, obviously. Like I said earlier, Final Girl Soon, hopefully. She also has a song called Final Girl Soon. It's low-key your best. Me and her were talking about it earlier. I might send it to you after this interview because it's fucking crazy.
If you want, yeah.
I have a couple of songs with Ahmed that are in the vault right now that I just haven't dropped. Hopefully I'll be working with Noah again. I really like the Puff for Puff song. He went ballistic on that. He's so good, dude. Obviously, I would love to work with my kings, Xavier, Yuri. I think it would be fun to mix a Saran song. But like people who I could realistically work with. I don't know. I would like to mix like a Murdsta song one of these days, or like someone else in Rethink. Maybe Lily, because Lily is really good. But I don't know. I've kind of been putting music on the back burner just because like trying to get used to college and stuff. But like I do miss like making mixes and like just trying to like make some bullshit in FL like every few days. So I'm gonna get back there soon.
Okay. Yeah, no, I feel that the like balancing music in college and school is just so difficult, and especially because I have the hidden driveway videos on top of that. Like, I have to dedicate like a day of my week to just like edit. So like that would be my music day, but it's just for editing now.
Yeah, exactly. And like I have like me and Domi were talking about this earlier. He was saying to me like, "Oh, I hate when people say they don't have time." It's like I know you have at least 45 minutes in your day where you could open up FL and like cook something up. And I was like, "Yeah, but like it takes me longer than 45 minutes to cook something up." But like I understand the sentiment and like I should be working harder on music. And I'll get there eventually, but sometimes I just like look at that little fucking mango on my desktop and I'm like, I do not want to click this shit. I just don't I don't feel it. I don't have the motivation inside me. But I know I'll get back there eventually because I've been feeling those pangs. You know, sometimes you'll be working on homework or like doing something else and you're like, damn, I want to fucking make a song right now. So I've been feeling those more and more frequently. So I know I'll get back on my grind soon enough.
I don't know if you have this too, but for me, it's like I know I could just open it whenever, but if I don't have like at least 2 hours of where I know I can just do whatever I want, like then I won't do it.
Sometimes I'm like that, yeah. Just because like if I'm ever like mixing usually isn't very long for me. It probably takes me like 20 minutes to like 2 hours depending on how focused I am. But like usually if I'm like locked in, I can get it done pretty quickly, like an hour or less. And I just feel like I need to work up the motivation.
Yeah, well, I'd love to see you go back to it soon. And I kind of want to have an inverse of what I said towards the start of the interview now. So while you're mostly known for your mixing, right, you're also a producer as well. And Freekar Dome is also another artist in KSE that's mostly known for his production for other artists, but on occasion he does work on his own music. And has actually talked to me about a project that he's been working on, like on the side. So do you have any plans to do like ko6stie specific music at all?
Eventually, because I was talking to Dome about this, where like I want to get to a point where I can make like music that kind of expresses how I feel, like I don't know, like super sad shit or like super like fun, happy, bouncy shit, like just depending on what the vibe is. Because right now I'm just trying to like master the DAW in the first place. Because I'm not very good with my plugins or like sound selection. But I'm improving, so I just like eventually I'll get to the point where I'll like understand scales and like note placement and like tension and stuff like that enough where I can like actually make good music. And when I can do that, there will be like a ko6stie tape or like a bunch of songs, something like that. Like maybe how not to talk about Yuri Online for the 5 trillionth time, but he has a lot of like just kind of like beats or like kind of throwaway stuff on his DJ Loungy account. And like I would do stuff like that, just like sample packs and like standalone like tracks and stuff like that.
And do you have any, we didn't really talk about it, do you have any specific like production influences?
I don't know if I would say I have any influences because like I don't, when I load up a DAW, like I don't have anything in my mind that I'm like, oh, I want this beat to sound like this person. I just think like I like kind of absorb like what like music other people are making. So like I wouldn't say I'm influenced by it just because I can't even make stuff that sounds like it. But like once I'm able to, I will be making like old Yuri type beats, like the Le Petit Vamp pack. It's the first one, the first song off of that where he like drops into it with the Bayonetta sound effect. Oh my God. It's just like I still listen to that beat all the time just because it's been stuck in my head ever since I heard it. Like Yuri and maybe like I guess a couple of those ambient prods. Like I really like Gyo
Mm-hmm.
and Nick and Larua. I really love Larua. And so like stuff like that, like sometimes I kind of do like percussion patterns like an ambient producer, like just because I love how that stuff sounds, like it really tickles my brain.
Well, I'm excited to see whatever you do going forwards.
I'm excited for it too, and I'm excited to see that new Amu music. I'm excited to get a new drop.
There is the full Drogaze album, which has been on hold because certain people cannot get their verses in. But
Mm.
but I've been doing some side EP stuff also with like different artists. I think I want to do like 5 different EPs with different artists. There's 4 people I've like already talked to it about, and then I have this idea, but I feel like I have to make one of the beats first before I ask the person if they want to do it. Because I don't talk to this person as much, so I don't want to be like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" If I don't have like anything to show for it yet. But
Yeah.
I think those should all be cool once they happen.
That's exciting. That's why I don't like reaching out to people. Not like I don't like it, but like I don't know, it's scary to me. Like, what if they just say like no or like fuck you or like not if you pay, only if you pay me? Like, I don't know. I just it's so many roadblocks.
But
I guess I'm an overthinker, but like
if they
it
say
just
no, though, that's it. You don't have to worry anymore.
I don't know, but like then I'll feel embarrassed. I'm like, oh fuck, they're never gonna work with me again. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I got to get over it and just start hitting everyone up who I can possibly think of, and eventually I'll get someone to work with me.
Listen, there's a DM I have with Xavier from like early 23 from me sending him a drill gaze beat. So like it doesn't matter. No, I sent him Dollywood One and Quavo the same beat.
Oh, you never know.
You
You
never
miss
know.
100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. So like you might as well just try it. Cause like there's so many collabs on that tape that I didn't even think were like possible at the time, like the full one. Just because like I wasn't I had really never had people like use my beats. Like I had a song with Carter and then I had an EP with A Hype and that was literally it. So I was super scared, but I was like, you know what, let me go ask like Ahmed who wants to use a beat. What if I want to ask Ruby if she wants to hop in the song? And then there's just so many more people that are also part of that project for like the full version, but it gets easier the more you do it.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, I was really surprised when Trey hopped on the beat for Cheer, because that was the first placement I ever had. Like there is one other song. There's a med song that's supposed to be for KSC Take Two, but it's getting pushed back until Lord knows when because everyone's working on something else and no one records.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on a beat that me, Isaac, and Noah produced, and it's honestly like really good. So it's like I don't know, it's like a really fulfilling feeling to like hear someone hop on your beat and be like, "Damn, I didn't even expect this."
Mm-hmm.
So maybe eventually I'll start just sending all of my beats to everyone who would even possibly hop on then. But I need to work up my confidence.
Again, like the more you do it, the easier it gets. And even if like they don't use it, at least you know you tried.
Yeah, it's true. There's a couple of beats that I have like just in my files that I'm thinking of sending to a few different people. So maybe I will after this interview. You've inspired me.
Ooh, okay. Well, I hope you go do that.
I will. I will. I will. You have to hold me to it, but I will.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you saw it in Ahmed's, but when me and him were supposed to make a pact where he would go like clean his room and I would go study, I did not go study after that.
Well, I'll tell you what, he still didn't clear his room, but me and him made a different pact where we both cleaned our room on the same day and we both FaceTimed each other later and both of our rooms were clean. So it is safe to say that his room did end up getting clean.
Okay, well, there we go. And as the episode comes to a close, is there anything you'd like to give a shout out to?
I'd love to give a shout out to all of my KSC friends, Big Isaacs, Carter, Zane, X9, Noah, May, Ahmed, Luca, Adrian, Andre, Adome, of course. He better hit me up for Monster because I've been waiting for the past 3 days. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Oh, Sasha, of course. And I might be forgetting someone else. And if I do forget you, it's not because I don't love you. I love everyone in KSC. I just have a bad memory. I'd like to give a big shout out to Yuri Online, my friends Pookie Bears. I'd love to give a big shout out to Tisa Korean. Love to give a big shout out to Eli Bands. I was listening to him a bunch earlier today. And I'd love to give a big shout out to Bungie for making Destiny 1 the best video game of all time. And I'd love to give a shout out to Amu for having me on the Hidden Driveway show. It's been very fun. Thank you for having me.
Of course, yeah. And this is what I wanted to do, especially because I feel like my initial goal was I wanted to focus on like producers because like y'all do not get the respect you deserve, right? So I was like, gotta represent a little bit because I'm a producer too. But then Dome didn't want to do his. So I got Roadman, who also is a producer, but is mostly known for like his own music. But
yeah,
you do mixing mainly, which I feel like is not something most people would really think about, but it's super important to how the sound of the song is. So
yeah,
very glad we got to do this. But yeah, so shout out all those people and shout out ko6stie, as I just said like 2 seconds ago. Thank you for coming on and doing this. Had a very awesome, super great time. All of her links will be in the description down below. And if you want to listen to maybe 3 of my favorite DJ ko6stie exclusives, there's a SoundCloud playlist that has 3 songs from everyone that I've interviewed, so those will be added to that. And I'll try to figure out how it works for Spotify too. Probably the songs you've done the mixes on, and people can just kind of assume that that's like your section of it.
Songs on Spotify.
But yeah. So is there anything else that you would like to say?
Go Hoosiers, go Colts, go Pacers, best team in the league. Fuck you, Dome. The Pacers are, and the Pistons are going to be a play-in team this year. That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, I'm Amu. This has been the Hidden Driveway Show. Goodbye.